Yo, I hope everyone is doing well. A quick and raw video from me today about a topic that's been on my mind. And I think if you are in your 20s like myself, or even a bit older, hopefully you can relate in some sense. But it is about where you want to locate yourself. And I'm going to dissect it a little bit because I have a few things to say on it. So bear with me. First of all, I think it's pretty mad how there are probably dozens, if not hundreds, of places which are perfect for you as an individual or me to live in. And we might not ever find them. That's not me looking at it with glass half empty. I'm very positive about it and looking forward to the next few years as an adventure to find where I want to live and experiment with a few places and find that place that I want to stay long term. But it's just insane the amount of choice that there is out there, and that is absolutely a privilege. Let me make that clear. It's not a bad problem to have whatsoever. But I think after being away from November until May, 6 months, it widened my perspective a lot, which I think is only normal. And I am very happy to be back in Cork. I think I probably will be here for the rest of the year, and it's been really nice to be with family, get the routine going again. But I can't help but think, and by the way, it's been an amazing place to live. Like, Ireland is so good. It is just the weather. That's a bit of a downfall. But I can't help but think from like 2027 onwards, I want to use the rest of my 20s to experiment. And yeah, I can't help but think it's probably not where I'm supposed to be, in terms of Cork from that point. And that doesn't mean it might not be from my 30s onwards, let's say. But yeah, for the next few years, I think I just want to explore. And by the way, there is nothing wrong with wanting to stay in your hometown. A lot of people will prefer to do that. But I'm sure I'm not the only one who just has this feeling, this urge, this fire inside me to just see what's out there, fuck around, find out, and hopefully come to a conclusion in the next couple of years. That's just my preference, and that's not going to really happen in Cork because I'm so passionate about building my fitness business, and I'm really looking forward to continuing that. But I also want to build a life alongside that, and I don't see that being in Cork, at least for the rest of my 20s. So where am I going with this video? Not sure really, but I will tell you my plans from 2027 onwards, which aren't very clear. But anyway, by the way, if you've lived in a European city that isn't crazy busy like London, because that wouldn't really be my vibe, drop it in the comments. I was thinking Valencia, potentially, which I'll get into in a moment. But yeah, even if it's outside of Europe, any experience that you have had, drop it in the comments as I will be reading them. So as I said, I will likely remain here for the rest of 2026. I would love to do another client meetup. Actually, I did one last year and it was class. So that's another bonus of being home. I can link up with clients either one-on-one or do a group thing before the end of the year. So that is something on my mind. And by the way, lads, if any of you are watching this, big love. All going well with business, etc. And things make sense. I will be out of here most likely the first 3 or 4 months of the year, maybe even earlier, maybe January, but it could be February or March. I'm not sure, but I will likely end up in Asia again because I just love it. Southeast Asia, I've been to a few countries there, and Bali is my favorite spot in Indonesia. I do think I'll go back there again, but it will be with a different approach. So I've been there 3 times, and as a lad in your mid-20s, you might find it difficult to resist certain temptations, which is fine. I had an amazing time every time, but I just want to go back and live a slightly different lifestyle with more discipline, more priority on work, because it is such a good place for remote workers, especially if you are a fitness coach, because the gyms are just insane, like unbelievable. So yeah, that is on my mind for at least a month or 2 in 2027, maybe even longer, depending on how it goes with that slightly different approach. By the way, I know a lot of people will have this idea of Bali as being pretentious, or there are just godlike humans everywhere who only care about image and what their Instagram looks like, which of course you will find those people, but that's kind of the case everywhere. I think if you just don't focus on that side of it, it's absolutely fine. And Bali, honestly, even though this might sound cringe, it's a magical place, and every time I go back I just absolutely love it. The energy, it's difficult to describe, but yeah, love it. And I look forward to going back and staying in kind of one spot and fully immersing myself into the more work focused lifestyle, and yeah, just staying focused on my mission basically and not diverting away from it. However, I have this feeling in me that I want to experience a European city. So forget about Bali for a moment. I will be there, but I really just want to try and live in a European city for a few months, because that's probably where I see myself long term, is in Europe. Like, the time zone is ideal. I was thinking Spain as well, so there are a lot of places in Spain which aren't crazy busy. You can just play paddle all the time. As I said, time zone's perfect. It's only an hour ahead of Ireland. And yeah, there are a couple spots like Valencia, Barcelona on my mind. I think Marbella maybe a bit too crowded and expensive. So going somewhere in France was also a consideration in my mind, because I am half French, and it's of course handy that I can already speak the language. But to be honest, I don't know why, but Spain just appeals to me more. I used to be able to speak Spanish. I want to relearn it, immerse myself into the Spanish lifestyle. I love playing paddle as well. Maybe even find myself a Spanish wife. But yeah, Valencia is literally top of my priorities. So if anybody has lived there or anywhere else in Spain that you recommend, drop it in the comments, or as I said before, anywhere in Europe that you've lived in that you have found good, drop it in the comments as well. And another big thing for me is, and I'm almost certain none of my friends will be watching this, but I don't mean any offense to anyone, I just don't feel like I have my people here, if that makes sense. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who just has this feeling, but I have a couple of really close friends here who I love to death and absolutely amazing people, grateful for them, but I can't help but feel there are more people who I am supposed to meet elsewhere, who are supposed to come into my life. It is just a feeling that I have. And I quite enjoy my own company, which I don't take for granted. I think that's an amazing skill to have that I have worked on the past few years. And if you think that's something you should work on, I highly recommend doing so. But yeah, it's just a feeling inside me that is difficult to explain, but I'm looking at it through the lens of, okay, I get the opportunity to, as I said earlier, fuck around and find out, and who knows what will come from ideas that I've probably not even curated yet. Anyway, before I go off on a tangent, it is dinner time. I am starving, so I'm going to leave the video here. I hope it's made sense in some way, and if anybody resonated, then great, give the video a like. And as I said earlier, if you can provide any perspectives or comments below where you've lived, where you've tried, or any comments whatsoever, then they are welcome and appreciated. But yeah, as always, people, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you are new, and yeah, see you in the next one.